and welcome to Latravia's Kitchen. I'm Latravia, and today we're going to be making ground beef with spinach stuffed shells, so let's get started. So right here we have all our ingredients out. I found these Barilla jumbo shells, tomato basil marinara sauce. We need about 2 jars of that. Whole milk mozzarella. And most people, I know they only use like Ricotta cheese or Parmesan cheese, but I like the Italian 5 cheese to go inside my shells with my ricotta. So to keep it simple, we're going to be using the Green Giant Simply Steam chopped spinach. Goes in the microwave, depending on your wattage. I'm going to use 6 minutes. So while that's going, we'll go ahead and start boiling our jumbo shells. I already have a pot of salted water on the stove. So while the shells are starting to boil, we're gonna get going on our ground beef. I like as much lean as I can. So in the store, I was able to find 90% lean, 10% fat. I have a non-stick pan, but I still like this fry pan anyway. Help it out a little bit. Not big chunks, so make sure you break it down. Start off about medium heat. So the same seasonings I used in my meat is also going to be used in my ricotta cheese and spinach mixture. The meat is also going in that mixture once we get that done. So we have some peppercorn in my crack, an Italian seasoning, as well as kosher salt. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on there. I don't really measure my seasonings. I just stop when I see what I like. Brown this ground beef. Our spinach is almost done. And we're still waiting on our noodles to get a boil. While all this is happening, you can preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Mine is already set. Spinach is finally done. We can get that out of the microwave. Be careful. Make sure you always pick it up where it says to on the package if you are using this kind. It does somewhat leak. Pull this here. So for this ricotta cheese mixture, we're going to take probably about 1/3 of this container. to start off with that for now. You want to go ahead, and for this, you need to like kind of pull this open. Be careful, as it will be very hot. It's kind of burning my thumbs a little bit, so just be careful. If you need help with it, I sometimes take a fork and poke holes in. Try to help move it along a little bit. So we got this open. Let's check back on our meat. This is one of my favorite recipes. I'm a big pasta lover, so you ask my husband, my mom, my daughter, they'll all tell you, if we go out to eat and there's pasta on the menu, I will find it. I actually made this recipe with my daughter before, and she found it pretty easy to make too. So you can try this out with your kids, you and your spouse. The end result, I promise you, will be very rewarding. Checking, I'm not seeing any pink left in this ground beef mixture. I'm breaking up whatever big chunks I see. And that's one of the things I love about with the 90% or 93% lean ground beef. You hardly have any fat still in the bottom of the pan. So we're going to take this off with the heat. Turn that off. The noodles are still trying to get to a boil, so we move back to this. There's going to be the extra liquid in the spinach packet, so try to like pat that out. I'm using the fork to go ahead and pull this out. Again, this is chopped spinach. So you're going to put this in here with your ricotta cheese. If you want to make this like a vegetarian stuffed shells, instead of having any kind of meat in there, you can leave out the ground beef, do your spinach or whatever vegetable you're thinking of. So y'all, our spinach in there. And we want 1 egg. I always crack my eggs into a different bowl than what I'm going to be mixing into. That way if I get any eggshells in there, I'm able to go ahead and get those out. We don't want anything to be crunchy that's not supposed to be crunchy. So check in, we don't see any eggshells in here. So Go ahead and pour that in. So we can start mixing this up. Notice I'm using the spoon from the egg instead of the ricotta cheese in case we need more ricotta cheese. And get this as creamy looking as we can. It almost looks like spinach dip before you put it in the oven. Which if you need a recipe for that as well, you can tune back in at another date. I will be uploading homemade spinach dip recipes. Trust me, it tastes almost just like you got it from the restaurant, sometimes even better. So we want our ground beef. Again, all the fat is cooked off. So we're gonna scoop this in here. If you still see any liquid in the bottom of your pan, go ahead and drain that out. I don't see any in mine. So we already seasoned our meat, but we're gonna take those same seasonings that we used and put in this ricotta cheese mixture as well. Okay, I'm starting to see some of the liquid in there. So we're gonna set this off to the side. Mix this up in here. I love flavorful food, so that's why I add extra seasoning at this step. If it don't taste good, I don't want it. My grandma and my mama raised me that way. Don't necessarily need more salt at this time because now we're going to add in some more cheese. Most pasta lovers are cheese lovers. I most definitely am. This step, we're going to put our Italian cheese in. You're going to shake here about as much as you want. Mix this up. You're gonna be on the safe side. You can probably say about a half a cup. Somewhere between a third and a half a cup of cheese. If you don't want that much because you already got the ricotta, maybe drop it down to a fourth. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Sounds like our jumbo shells are starting to finally boil. We don't need any more ricotta cheese, as you can see. That looks like a good mixture to me, so we're gonna set that off to the side. A 9 by 13 inch pan, baking dish. So what we're gonna do is spray this down with Pam. Nice and coated. And we're going to take this tomato basil sauce. I always shake it before I open it. Be careful, you don't want it to splash all over you, so take your time. My husband always picks at me too, because I have like weak wrists. I got it open. So I'm gonna pour this down in here. Coat the bottom of it. This is about why you want 2 jars of this. One jar basically to coat the bottom and the other jar to coat the top. While we're opening, might as well go ahead and open the second one. That one was a little bit easier, so let's check on these shells. So our pasta's ready. I'm gonna take it off the eye, strain it. You want your noodles to be manageable, kind of cool to touch, so that you can put the stuffing in there, stuff filling. So right now I am rinsing my noodles with cold water, and get them to the point where I'll be able to hold them and put my filling in. So you want to have your shell open, and then take some of that filling that you made and just put it in here. So I try to make sure that I get almost every little crevice in here, so that every bite you taste some of this ground beef and spinach filling. And so what you do now, you can either put them filling side face down, but I like to do it filling side up. Okay, so now we're going to cover this. Pour it that way. spoon so I can get those spots where I didn't get. When you have as much sauce on there as you would like, then we're gonna move on to topping it with the mozzarella. Again, like I said, I like cheese, so we're gonna make sure we have like a really nice top coating of cheese on here. When we pull it out of the oven, it's gonna be nice and melted. I'm getting excited thinking about it. And don't worry if you don't have enough mozzarella to cover the entire time. That's why we still have some Italian left. The reason why I really like the Italian, it also has mozzarella in it. I'll hit some of those spots that I didn't hit, put some of this Italian to kind of fill it in. I'm that person where whether I'm making some kind of casserole, they gotta be covered with cheese or something. I want almost every spot covered. If you want some sauce left out, that's perfectly fine too. It is gonna probably boil up a little bit, all this bacon in the oven. I'm gonna do one last little sprinkle here. And so for the final touch, before we put it in the oven, I'm going to use some of the dried parsley that I have in my pantry here. I just got it from Walmart, great value. Or you can use fresh parsley if you want. So, just gonna sprinkle this up here. I know most times you go to a restaurant, a lot of times they bring out all that parsley, fresh parsley on the plate. It's like always the thing they do. So why not we do it too? And now we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes. some of this sauce gonna boil up. So all the extra cheese you saw kind of went away anyway. And here's the final result. Stuffed shells with spinach and ground beef. Enjoy! If you like this and want any more videos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and in your comment section, put some ideas of different recipes that you would like. Not only are we going to do things like stuffed shells, we're also going to do desserts as well. Funfetti cookies, ginger molasses cookies. Those are me, my husband, and daughter's favorite. So make sure to stick around and subscribe. Thanks for joining in. Bye.